Welcome to this shortwave radio channel, and of course, I get asked quite a few times about solar activity. And one of the things that's surprising everybody is that after a good long period of some activity last year, sun is now quiet again, and as of today, we are now at more than 10 days without any sunspots. And of course, a lot of you are getting a little nervous with this, saying, hey, what's happening with the sun? And it's totally normal that this happens. Remember that the official solar minimum phase happened a year ago. Typically, we're still in solar minimum. We're still in the area of transition. So the first year or two are often very quiet moments with some active moments mixed in. That's simply what's happening now. So don't worry, we're going to have more activity this year, that's for sure. It's just a little phase of more quiet times right now. And we're going to see how well this goes. And of course, a lot of us are going to look at the sun. One thing I want to also stress out, because there's a lot of misunderstanding of what exactly solar activity does. And one of the things that we often see is that people don't understand why. Oh well, the sun is quiet today, and it's no sunspots. And I hear this station almost better than when the solar activity went higher. And remember that below 10 megahertz, there's very little effect of the solar activity. So the increase of solar activity doesn't change much what's happening, for example, on 49 meter band, 6 megahertz. It is really, because people tend to think that it changes and helps everywhere. It's not the case. It doesn't help everywhere. It helps the higher frequency. So the more solar activity you get, the more activity you get on the higher frequency ranges, like, the 16 meter band, 17 megahertz was more active. There were more stronger signals because of the support of the layers to higher frequencies, and 13 meter band also, things like that. So remember that it helps tremendously the higher frequencies propagate, but it might not have much an effect on the lower frequency ranges. The other thing that I think is a misunderstanding also, a lot of people tend to say, well, solar noise today is bad. One of the things that you got to understand also about noise is that the majority of it, 80 to 90% of all the noise you get, is local in most cases. If you wake up one day, there's more noise, there's something happening around you much more than anything else in phenomena or solar phenomena that's making noise. That said, yes, the sun can actually induce some noise on the bands, but in general, it is more localized noise that you have. And one of the things that happens is that if signals get a little weaker for some reason, including geomagnetic activity, that sometimes tend to actually lower the signal strength. Lower solar activity and geomagnetic field activity together can, degrade the signals. And people often mistake that to, there's too much noise today. Well, it's not necessarily that there's more noise also. You got to be careful with more noise and simply weaker signal in the same noise level that you have. It's all different little things to check out. When I look at the noise level around me, what I notice here, for example, is day to day, there's really isn't that much change in noise levels day to day. There is a lot of change in the signal strengths day to day, depending on how the sun behaves, depending on the geomagnetic activity. That is much more what's happening. So, it's something that you need to check out, to have a base of what is actually the noise level. And, check that noise level, for example, on your radio. And examine day to day, you'll notice that apart from local interference that sometimes makes it higher, it might be often pretty much the same base level of noise. But the signals will not always be the same strength. So, shortwave is very different from local AM/FM. signal levels are not the same every day because there's a lot of phenomena that can actually interfere with how good propagation is. So don't worry, cycle 25 is going to continue gaining strength this year. It's just that we're in a little quiet moment of solar activity right now. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.